Welcome to the Arcadion, the premier enterprise for entertainment in Solution 9. This combat arena hosts the Ascension Arcadia Championship, the pinnacle for fighters in Alexandria. This tournament is a long-standing event within the kingdom, dating long before the coming of the Tirali people. In the beginning, souls were used in Arcadian's matches, pitting recreated simulacra against each other. It was with the advent of soul-derived resuscitation that battles to the death became the norm, all without any actual deaths. The contest evolved even further after Zorul Jah rose to king. It was he who proposed the use of feral souls to enhance one's flesh, leading to the technology for it being devised. And so it was that the combatants took on the power and likeness of beasts, and the audience experienced newfound heights of excitement. However, when Zorul Jah raised the banners of war, all feral souls were reserved for the army's use. The Arcadion had no choice but to suspend its operations. The king had gone mad, and it fell upon you to vanquish him. Shortly thereafter, Alexandria's beloved Queen Sphene was also taken from them. Though Alexandria is now safe from the hardships of war, sadness and uncertainty darkened their hearts. Now more than ever, the people need something to help them forget their woes. And so, the Arcadian's doors have opened once more. Metam announces the grand reopening of the Arcadion with joy. He is the head of strategic management at Ascension Arcadia, and he wants to provide gripping entertainment in hopes of helping the citizens forget their cares for a while. But they need something new. Someone new. And who better than the one who protected the citizens from the tyrannical king? And so you, the Warrior of Light, receive your invitation to participate in the Ascension Arcadia Championship. For your strength and valor, the President of the Federation has marked you to be the Arcadians' next great star. Imagine it, an upstart, the People's Protector, challenging the Arcadians' mightiest to rise up as the Grand Champion. What could possibly be more gripping? The fighters of the Arcadian are divided into 3 tiers: the Light Heavyweight Division, the Cruiserweight Division, and the Heavyweight Division. Your goal is to become the undisputed champion of all 3 tiers and bring back some much-needed joy to the Alexandrians. As a rookie, your campaign begins in the Light Heavyweight Division. Your rivals are all soul shifters, those who use the souls of feral beasts to alter their very forms through their regulators. The Arcadian has its own repository of feral souls, which their fighters utilize in battle. You, however, don't use a regulator. Even when you faced Alexandria's king, you didn't rely on souls of any kind. Be that as it may, it would be unfair for you to compete with naught to balance the scales. Fortunately, the Arcadian has the souls of former champions within its storage, the very same souls used since the organization's beginnings. They will be used to create allies to fight alongside you, drawing upon your memories to fine-tune their appearance and abilities to your liking. You are not fond of this. You don't agree with Alexandria's use of souls. This doesn't surprise Metam. Those from outside the barrier often harbor these same reservations, so he has a proposal for you. For each victory you claim, he shall release the souls of those who fought beside you. You will be the star who brings fresh change to the Arcadian. Each ring is uniquely configured to complement the fighting style of your foes. This is in order to provide the audience with a spectacle. This is a business of entertainment, after all. Metam shall provide commentary during your matches. Leave it to him to squeeze every drop of excitement from your fights. It's time for your first bout, and your first opponent takes the stage. A rookie on the rise with razor-sharp claws. Your opponent is the ferocious Black Cat, feared as the Claw in the dark. Though she's still a rookie herself, you'd be wise not to underestimate her. Her feral soul is Cathpalug, a terrible feline said to have pushed a legendary hero to his limits. With its power, she uses her massive claws to shatter the floor of the ring. She tosses you in the air in an attempt to remove you from the arena, and she calls upon her 9 lives, the echoes of her soul, to her advantage. But at the end of the day, she's still a rookie and can't overcome Eorzea's champion. The match is decided. Victory goes to the challenger. Medem is impressed by your performance. The president's eye for talent is as keen as ever. But Black Cat isn't satisfied with your bout. She refuses to believe she could lose to someone who wasn't even using a feral soul. Unable to leave things like this, she decides she's going to watch you very carefully. It's time for your next opponent, the starlet with a sting. The adorable but deadly, sweet but poisonous Honey Bee Lovely, the darling of the Arcadion. She utilizes the soul of a bee, and an extremely venomous one at that. However, it's not her poison you should be wary of, but rather her ability to charm all before her. Her winsome charm serves her well as a songstress, allowing her to produce the pheromones of a queen bee to enthrall even her foes. The Honey Bee Lovely show has begun, but Medem is confident she'll be no match for you. You prove him right and claim victory over the queen bee. Medem is once again very impressed by your performance, and he's not the only one. This time, Black Cat shares in his sentiment. She can tell you're the real deal. With this victory, you're now eligible to challenge the reigning champion of the light heavyweight division. It'll take some time to make arrangements for the match. Medem encourages you to find yourself a second, someone who supports you by gathering information on your opponents and giving advice on your training. Black Cat is very eager to take upon that role. Having lost her match, she's not allowed to fight for a while. But above all, she wants to see the person who defeated her defeat everyone else too. She knows your opponents better than most. She'd be perfect as your second. You agree to have Black Cat in your corner, and she introduces herself proper. Her name is Yana, and she looks forward to working together. She invites you to her gym, while Medem excuses himself. Upon leaving the Arcadion, you're immediately swarmed by adoring fans. You're the champion who doesn't use a regulator, the hero who protected them from the king's soldiers, and you've won over many hearts. Many, but not all. The crowd is also quick to notice Black Cat. They're not impressed with her performance. They'd much rather watch her sister fight. Nobody put on a show quite like Wicked Thunder. Annoyed, Yana helps the two of you slip away from the crowd. You make way for her gym, Tri-Tails Training. This is the home of Alexandria's finest fighters, though Yana is the only one here at the moment. This gym is also Yana's home. She lives on the first floor and trains in the basement. You go inside and are quickly greeted by Yana's little sister. Her name is Nayuni, and she's grateful you've been looking after Yana. The sisters grew up together here in Alexandria, though their parents were originally from Tyrol. Their parents were hunters who were opposed to the use of regulators. They never used them, and then one day, they never came back. Yana took interest in you because you remind her of their parents. Just like them, you're averse to using souls. After their parents died, they started wearing regulators at the urging of their older sister. Nayuni gets anxious seeing you and her sisters fight. She worries about you, especially since you don't have a regulator to revive you should the worst come to pass. Yana knows you're curious about her older sister. Her name is Eutrope, and she rose to be a top contender in the heavyweight division. She became a fighter to look after Yana and Nayuni, and it turned out she was great at it. Wicked Thunder was her ring name. She harnessed the Levensteed's soul in conjunction with Electrope, and could shapeshift to adapt to her enemies in battle. The two of them admire their sister. But one day, she disappeared without saying a word. All Arcadian fighters retire young. Feral soul transfiguration is too much of a burden on the body. Those who fight to the age of 20 are immortalized in the Ascension Arcadia Hall of Fame. This comes with the privilege of moving to the luxury residences on Everkeep's upper level, where they can live out their days in comfort. Eutrope was close to being immortalized, but she threw that all away when she vanished. That's enough reminiscing for now. Your next match is about to begin. It's time to head back to the Arcadion. Your next opponent is the reigning light heavyweight champion, the man you love to hate with a fiery passion, the Brute Bomber. He uses the might of the Bomb King to ignite all he touches, and he's a dirty fighter. He'll do anything and everything to win, rules be damned. He powers himself up during your fight with a drink he snuck in and attacks the referee that tries to stop him. But even he is no match for you, and you blow him out of his own ring. Congratulations! You're now the light heavyweight champion. A ceremony is held to celebrate your victory. The crowd goes wild as you enter the arena, but Brute Bomber isn't satisfied. He challenges you again, taking his feral form once more, and charges right at you. But before he can reach you, he's struck down by a bolt of lightning. The arena goes dark, and a new challenger approaches. It's Eutrope. Wicked Thunder has returned, and she demands you give her your soul. As exciting as this is, Metum can't sanction such a match. Wicked Thunder's license to fight at the Arcadion was revoked when she disappeared, but the president intervenes. By his ruling, a special exhibition match will be allowed. Eutrope's sudden appearance has left Yana greatly distressed. Where has she been, and why has she come back now? As a former heavyweight fighter, Eutrope is more than a cut above everyone you've faced thus far. But Yana reckons you're far from outmatched. Eutrope is her sister, but Yana is your second. She cheers you on. You can win this. It's time to face Wicked Thunder. Who will emerge the victor? The Neoteric Witch or the Unenhanced Warrior? Prepare yourself, champion. Wicked Thunder's ring is a recreation of an imaginary city, allowing her the full use of her powers over lightning and electro. Wielding both magic and machina, she's a witch of the new age. She's a challenging foe indeed, using electrope as both a weapon and a means to transform her body. She's determined to take your soul. She needs it. Wicked Thunder is your most formidable opponent so far, but even she falls to you. Seeing she's outmatched, she makes a hasty retreat. Yana is glad to see you victorious, but she was hoping to have a word with her sister. The two of you return to her gym, and while you're there, a new arrival appears. It's Eutrope, and she's not happy to see you here. But she's not here to fight. She just wants to talk to her sisters. She insists that Yana gives up on fighting. If she wants to live, she needs to give up right now. Repeatedly transfiguring flesh with a feral soul will cause a user to develop psychonecrosis, an irreversible disease where your own soul degrades. Once it's begun, it's too late. All you can do is await death like her. Eutrope is suffering from this psychonecrosis, the consequence of her many battles in the Arcadion. The entire concept of the immortalized is just a lie. The false promise of comfort at retirement, woven to exploit fighters and cover up their deaths. Instead of new homes, the fighters are taken to a secret facility. Their regulators are removed, and they're kept in confinement until they die. Eutrope had noticed changes in her body. Seeking counsel from the immortalized, she snuck into the president's office to ascertain their whereabouts. That is when she discovered the sordid truth. Fearing she would become another victim, she disappeared and began searching for a cure to her illness. And she found one, in theory. The remedy is another person's soul, but an ordinary one won't do. No. It has to be surpassingly dense, just like yours. Though Eutrope bears you no ill will, she's desperate. She needs your soul, for it's her only hope of survival. This is why she challenged you in the ring. She knew the president wouldn't pass up the opportunity for a thrilling match, but she's become much weaker than she'd realized. Next time, she will have your soul. Someone is listening in on your conversation, and Eutrope takes notice. She's quick to flee once more, and your eavesdropper identifies himself. It's Medem. He'd come to see how Yana was faring after her sister's sudden appearance, and he overheard everything. Despite his position at Ascension Arcadia, he insists he had no idea this was occurring. If he had, he wouldn't be commentating with such enthusiasm. It was the belief that the fighters were safe that allowed him to enjoy his work. Yana wants to make the truth public and stop the fights once and for all, but Medem discourages it. The president shows no mercy to those who get in his way. Should you go public with his secret, no one would be safe. But there is one recourse. You, Eorzea's hero, must rise to the very summit of the Arcadion and become the grand champion. By doing so, you would be granted access to all the souls in the Arcadion's repository, and you'd be at the liberty to release them. Get rid of the feral souls, and the fighters would no longer be at risk. Medem has faith. If anyone can do it, it's you. Yana will continue to support you as your second. All the while, she and Nayuni will be searching for their own cure for psychonecrosis. There has to be a way to save Eutrope without sacrificing anyone. The plan is set, and now it's time to prepare for the Cruiserweight division.